Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to another DS2 OST reaction. Now, once again, despite the fact that Dark Souls 2 is now 10 years old, and the reception to this game is still, I think the word is very mixed to say the least. Because is it a good Dark Souls game? Is it just a bad game in general? Or with a bit of polishing, could this game really turn out to be one of the best? Well, if you've ever played through the game like I have, you know that answer is somewhere slap bang in the middle. And that's kind of it explains a lot of my problems I've always had with this game. And when I come to actually do my Deathless run in Dark Souls 2, there's going to be a lot of back and forth about this. So, with that being said, one of the best bosses in the game, and it's part of the old Iron King DLC. And this is basically the last thing you fight. But what a force this is. Despite the fact that you have to travel through possibly the worst boss run in the entire game, only second to maybe possibly the frigid outskirts, you finally come across Sir Alonne, the personal knight at the Iron King's side, and essentially you fight him. He sits alone in Broom Tower, waiting for his master to return, and Sir Alonne duels you with the light for dancing on a mirrored marbled floor. So this fight really just comes across as just two warriors fighting it out on a beautiful backdrop. And then, of course, there is the score. And if you could ignore the fact that you could even get to the end of the run to Sir Alonne with even one life gem with you, well, you are soon to be rewarded, because this is from Sir Alonne standing up, from him sitting down, looking over his shoulder, seeing you, raises, dual wields his blade, and the fight begins. I think the reason why there was so much to unpack in the first minute is, remember, Sir Alonne attacks you with traditionally the same pattern of attacks, from thrusts to lunges to leaps to slashes. He can do pretty much everything you would come to expect. But what makes Sir Alonne so difficult as a fight is that he can alter the timings from this. So he could leap up and then crash down in almost 1 second, or he could he could just prepare to leap and then will leap up in the air. So there's no real predictability to how you can motion, how fast he will attack, and in what direction, and what he's going to be hitting you with next, which is always one of the great things about Dark Souls 2, is that when it starts putting effort into trying things that they know couldn't quite get into the game, but things that they kind of wanted to showcase as part of the game, that this is sort of bosses like Sir Alonne and the Burnt Ivory King. They set the standard for how bosses can become subversive and also have so much to offer for the actual game itself. even like the way it almost fades into nothing could almost be just like, it might be just like a quirk of the video. But I also like to imagine that if you remember anything at all whatsoever about what happens when you defeat Sir Alonne and you take no damage to the fight, is that Sir Alonne will impale himself on his own sword. He has finally met his true match. A force that cannot be defeated, a force that cannot be overcome. You have basically surpassed the Iron King's right honourable, and that's it. There's nothing else to be said. There's nothing else to be done. He accepts his defeat, but he will not die by your hand. He will die by his own hand, because he has let himself down and will fall on his sword, not yours. I like that. And there's a lot more probably to it than that. And without really going into the story of the old Iron King, it's phenomenal the fact that the old Iron King boss fight just sucks, and because it sounds like they really wanted the Iron King to be a much bigger force in this game, but he kind of sort of isn't. But that's up for interpretation right there. And with all that being said and done, I hope all of you guys have enjoyed this reaction to one of the best they've ever done in so long from Dark Souls 2. And with all that being said and done, I cannot wait to talk with you guys again in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye for now. And the button doesn't work again.